the definition of a traditional household. Janie Carter, a doctor who studied in family relations, said, "We generally get a mental image of members of a family living together under one roof. By definition, the traditional family has been characterized as a husband and wife team, and their offspring sharing a common dwelling. Usually a working husband who would come home to his family where the kids would be playing and the wife preparing dinner." So now I ask, how did you grow up? How was life as a child in your household? My household is very similar to what was described. My dad was a working man with a 9-to-5 job. He would come home and we would greet him at the door, and my mom would be working away, cleaning the house and preparing our lunches and our breakfasts, and then she'd prepare dinner so that my dad would have a nice hot meal on the table when he got home, after we just sit together and eat our meals together and ask how each other's day were. Statistics say that kids who grew up with a traditional household with married spouse present, 19.7 million of them get at least a bachelor's degree or higher. It also says that 24.8 million of them are high school graduates. So statistically, growing up in a traditional household is more beneficial than not. Our society today is always on the defensive side. Someone will always offend someone. Let's think of a time when life was full of nothing but simplicity. It wasn't too long ago, actually. It was about 7 years ago, when the term traditional became more of a section of history and a memory. So let's go back to tradition. Certainly, one of the most obvious advantages is that tradition and custom is preserved while it is virtually non-existent in market or mixed economies. There is also the fact that each member of a traditional economy has more specific and pronounced role, and these societies are often very close-knit and socially satisfied. Everyone tries to push what will make life easier, but what is actually the most easiest part of life is following tradition. Another advantage for a traditional economy stated, one advantage is that each person has a function in society. Social bonds and thus deepen. People typically feel more unified with the society, and the sense of worth often increases. Also, because goods are only made for survival, the country's natural resources may not be as compromised as other types of economies. It will improve the relationships between people. Everyone had those specific roles which all helped each other instead of battling for a certain position. Men have always been the one to have a job, to be the working husband or father who would work to provide for the wife and to put food on the table. People seem to forget that marriage is a union, not a battle of dominance. There is not one role more important than the other. Both genders can do both jobs, but the fact that both do different roles to help each other is why life was easier then. Men can cook. Some men can cook far better than women. A man can clean and teach life lessons to their children throughout the day. A woman can get a job, and a woman can be good at that job. Women can be better at being analysts or doctors than some men, but there is nothing in society that says men can do that what women cannot, or vice versa. But there are things that women are better at than men, and men better at than women. It has been biologically proven that women are better nurturers than men. They are physically more equipped to nurturing children than men are, and humorously speaking, men are giving less emotion so they can work better with one another. There will always be some argument or some debate on why can't I do this? Is it because of my gender? And it does not matter. It's not a matter of if I can do this or if I cannot. It's a matter of being given certain talents and blessings to use them to the best of our abilities. You can do whatever you want to do, but no one should be ignorant to ignore the fact that they are better at certain things than others. There are many new things in today's society that are good, but what is best is simplicity. We are the United States of America, but we are still battling a civil war between ourselves. We have been the most successful and the most peaceful. Or when have we been the most successful and the most peaceful? It was a time where we were traditional, so let's all go back to that.